What's up, everybody? This is my HR guy here, and today we're talking about Fyre Doc Part 2. If you remember in the first part, we talked a little bit about perspective and having perspective on the things that you're doing day to day and the types of mistakes and errors that you're making, as well as learning lessons. Today I want to talk a little bit more about the integrity and ethical side of what I learned and saw in the Fyre document. Billy McFarland, particularly in the Netflix document, found himself in a position where there were problems to be solved. There were investors, there were people who wanted money, and he found himself in a position where he was trying to just solve problems. He actually said that we don't sit around and dwell in challenges, but we problem solve. We problem solve, we move to the next thing. And that in and of itself isn't a bad thing. I think what you find is that when you're problem solving, particularly when you're dealing with either deadlines or money, you sometimes cut corners. A lot of times that's inconsequential, though it's still the wrong thing to do. But by cutting corners, you put yourself in a position where you can do things that are unethical and violate not only the organization's values, but even your own. I don't want to speak to his intent in that video. I don't, or in that situation. I don't want to speak to that. I don't know, but what I do know is that a lot of times our intent is to do what's best either for our client, to do what's best for our organization, and we take those risks. And as a company, when they hire you, their hope is that that's not going to be something that you do, right? There's a lot of things, particularly in the mid-level and higher level positions, that you do on your own, and the organization hopes that in the dark, by yourself, when you have an option between something that's cutting corners and potentially unethical, or doing something that might push a deadline or cost a little bit more money, that you'll do the thing that is not unethical. And there's ways to even work around that, particularly around deadlines and not spending more money, just through having conversations with people and talking through your situation, be it your managers or your clients. But keep in mind that ethics and integrity are huge, and certainly you may not do something that is as big as and on a bigger scale as what Billy did, but a lot of that stays with you. If you're someone who has a reputation of being unethical or doing things that will cut corners and put people at risk, people are not going to want to work with you. So it's important that as a takeaway from that, you realize that there's better ways to problem solve than doing things that are unethical and lack integrity. And I know sometimes just watching something like that, it's an obvious thing, but think about the things that you do daily that might be considered cutting corners or unethical or the potential for it. And you can see how close or how easy it is to actually cross that line. So again, another takeaway from the Fyre Doc. Curious to see what your thoughts are. Feel free to put some comments down there. This is my HR guy. I'll talk to you.